Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at my build real quick before we really get into our work for the day. Our grind. So we're at 1962 resonance. We are at 2744 combat rating. My sets and stuff have been a little bit messed up because we just recently got into Paragon 80. And Paragon 80 is a nice power spike because you spend some time farming all this gear before. Like, maybe we were farming for like a week, so you farm all this gear before, and then you can just equip it all at once, which is pretty cool. So just to go through my gems, first things first, we have the 4-star Phoenix, which is at rank 4, which is pretty cool. We have the 3-star Blood-Soaked Jade, which is rank 5, which is really nice. This one just is like a... The cheat death effect is okay. In PvP, it seems pretty nerfed. But the resonance is a little bit too good to pass up. Got the Blood-Soaked Jade, 410 resonance. We're still using a power and command, which is only 180. But it is pretty cool that it gives you, you know, extra basic attack damage, extra skill damage. Has a chance to cleanse a harmful effect, which I think is mostly just like a bleed or something like that. I don't thank you so much, man. Big flex for the 20 months, dude. I'll play some WoW sooner rather than later, I would imagine. Especially with like Wrath of the Lich King and Dragonflight test phases coming at some point. Like a lot of the WoW guys are like clickbaiting their titles with Dragonflight Alpha soon. So maybe they know something I don't. We'll see. But yeah, the Blood-Soaked Jade is kind of cool for the damage increase, but the main thing is the movement speed, and then taking less damage when you're low health, and of course Magic Find once you upgrade to rank 5. Seeping Bile is our 4-star, which we got to rank 5, so that means that's a ton of resonance, 450 resonance. Have a chance to put a big old poison on people, and since it's rank 5, it also slows them. Give me a big Magic Find. This gem, I've been using this one because of Whirlwind, but we're probably gonna have to replace it. It's just the truth of the matter. Let me take this off here too. Just the truth of the matter, probably gonna have to replace this thing. So we're gonna be losing the fact that my channeled skills consume energy slower, and that we take less damage, and we're gonna lose some Magic Find, but ideally we swap this in for like a nice juicy 5-star gem, so that we get way more resonance and eventually more Magic Find anyway. Blessing of the Worthy 3-star, rank 5. I mean, like, this effect really pops people, man. 17% of my current life and decreasing all damage taken. I mean, like, it can really pop people. A lot of times I'm fighting with like 0 health, so it doesn't really do much, but it also decreases all damage I take, and sometimes if you get into the fight early and you pop people with it, it's pretty big. So that's a big hunky hit of damage, especially because I do have a fair amount of health at this point. Once again, thank you to the whale funders for making that happen. They started it, man. They said, hey, I want you to juice your character up, and I said, okay, if you insist. And they've kept it going, so it's gonna be a big day for us in them rifts. That's right, Lance. We've got my set bonuses are kind of whack right now. Not really. This is not an insane piece, but it is a Paragon 80 piece, so it's got good stats. Only thing it does is damage taken from players is reduced by 1%, which is not the worst thing you could have, but it just doesn't have that much to it. These rings, I just found them, man, but they do have both red sockets, which is kind of nice. These are actually still Hell 2 gloves, but they're just so dang good, it's hard to replace them. Triple stat, triple magic effect. Damage done to CC targets is increased, movement speed is increased, damage done to players is increased. Pretty crazy. And then I have the 2-piece channel damage set, and then I have a 2-piece buff duration set. Ideally, I'd probably drop the channel damage for shield. That'd be good. But right now, we just got this. Got some stats, block chance increase, damage taken is just reduced, which is, you know, not bad. These are pretty weak, but they're 3-socket with big stats. Base item life, or item base life, does nothing, really, so it just affects this stat, so that's not really what you're looking for, but it's got 3 sockets, and it's health 3, so we'll take it. But my health 3 set items can all be improved a lot, but I do have some stuff that's kind of cool. Like, this weapon is nutty. It's huge stats, triple, like, damage, base damage increase, skill damage increased, primary attack damage increased, triple statter. This one's pretty good, too. Buff duration is... More buff duration for me is insane. It's all good stuff. You gotta scroll way back down to see the... I actually have a couple different pieces that give me continual damage reduced. Like, I have a total of, like, 18% continual damage taken reduced, so maybe that's, like, any sort of dots or, like, maybe even Mage Beam gets reduced, which is pretty cool. I have a lot of skill damage increases, which is nice. And in terms of my actual, like, build, I'm still sticking pretty much with, good old Charge with the Merciless Assault Pants, so it knocks them up in the air. I have Sprint with Sprint Duration for my helmet. I have Whirlwind as my main sort of damage skill, but it's mostly just a utility skill. It is a huge radius. But yeah, you are slowed quite a bit. But also pulls enemies in from my chest piece, and it also just does more damage from the shoulders. And I usually, for PvP, will play Undying Rage, but for PvE, I'll play Wrath of Berserker. But yeah, Undying Rage just keeps you alive that much longer. With the buff duration, you get like 6 seconds of, like, you know, time before you're dead, pretty much. It's pretty juicy. Pretty juicy. In terms of my Paragon, not that one. In terms of my Paragon, we're going full Gladiator. I went the top route. Picked up the sort of like CC removal, like immunity thing. The first CC that hits you, just shrug it off. Then I went for just overall CC reduction, which when you're getting like chain CC like 18 things, so it doesn't really do that much. But I didn't really want to go for the traps anyway. I feel like these things don't do anything. I don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't do a damn thing. So I went over here. And then we also got the cheat death, which is the real power of this Gladiator's tree. You kind of like, you get killed, and then you kind of like sit there for a second, and then you pop out, and you have like 60% life, and you can battle again. It only happens every 2 minutes, but still pretty good. And then I'll go down here. I actually grabbed the damage first, and now I'm going to go in here and eventually pick up the rapid recovery, which reduces the cooldown of all of these abilities, but primarily just these ones. Well, sorry, this one and this one, which would be good. And then eventually I can put more points in there if I wanted to. But yeah, that's where my character's at right now. We're about to make some gains today. Gonna run some rifts and whatnot. Should be a lot of fun. I think armor just reduces the damage that you take overall. But yeah, that's the build, baby. That's the build. And so far, so good. We got our work cut out for us in PvP. But we were able to hold the rank 1 until the end of Season 1. And now, a new challenger has emerged, man. This big boy. He's the biggest barbarian on our server that I've seen. Come out of nowhere, putting the beat down on me and my boy Surrender. So, like I said, we got our work cut out for us, but we'll keep farming, grinding, battling, and having fun. That's where we're at right now. I just want to keep you guys up to date because we just hit Paragon 80. And so we have a lot of new stuff to work with. And we're going to run some rifts today, thanks to the insane generosity of the whale funders. So we can make some gains today too. Things might change after today. We will see. But we can get it started now. Let's go.